Hi, I'm Ben. I'm here to learn English.
And I'm Emma. I'm here to help.
Let's learn together.
Let's learn together. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ben. Today we're doing another IELTS-style speaking practice episode. This time we're talking about accommodation, where you live, what kind of place you prefer, and everything related to housing.
Yeah, this is a really common topic in IELTS, and students sometimes get stuck because they don't know how to describe their home in enough detail.
Exactly. So today we'll ask each other typical IELTS questions and give natural, easy-to-understand answers. We'll also explain the answers a little so you can learn how to build your own.
Let's get started with something simple. Ben, what kind of accommodation do you live in?
Well, at the moment, I live in a small apartment in the city center. It's a one-bedroom place on the 5th floor of an older building. It's not very big, but it's comfortable, and it suits my lifestyle because everything is close by, shops, restaurants, and my workplace.
Nice answer. You kept it simple but added details like one bedroom, 5th floor, and older building, which helps create a clear picture.
Right, IELTS examiners love small details. How about you, Emma? What kind of accommodation do you live in?
I live in a house in a quiet residential area. It has 2 floors, a small garden, and a cozy living room. I live with my sister, so we each have our own bedrooms. It's not luxurious, but it feels warm and homely, and I really enjoy the peace and quiet.
That phrase warm and homely is great for IELTS because it shows emotion and gives your answer personality.
Yeah. Now, here's another common question. How long have you lived there?
I've lived in my apartment for about 3 years. I moved there when I got my current job, and I decided to stay because the location is convenient and the rent is reasonable.
Great. You added reasons, which always helps your answer sound more complete. I'll answer it too. I've been living in my house for almost 5 years. I moved in after graduating from university because I wanted a calmer environment, far from the noisy city.
And that because part is really important. In IELTS, when you explain why, your answers immediately sound more natural and fluent.
Exactly. Okay, another popular question. What do you like about your accommodation?
I mainly like the location. I can walk to most places, and it saves me a lot of time. I also like the natural sunlight I get because the windows face east. It makes the apartment feel brighter and more spacious.
Nice. Mentioning things like sunlight, atmosphere, and convenience really improves your description. For me, what I like most is the garden. It's small, but I love watering the plants in the morning. It helps me relax and disconnect from work.
That's a good example of adding emotion, which IELTS examiners appreciate. Now let's try a harder one. Is there anything you would like to change about your home?
Oh, yes. I would definitely like to renovate the kitchen. It's old and a bit narrow, so cooking feels uncomfortable sometimes. If I had the budget, I'd upgrade the cabinets and add more counter space.
That's a perfect conditional structure. If I had the budget, great for a higher band score. For me, I'd like to have a balcony. My apartment doesn't have one, and I think it would be nice to sit outside and have breakfast or just enjoy the city view.
Great. Now, another common IELTS question. Do you think your home is suitable for your lifestyle?
Yes, I think so. Since I live alone and I work a lot, I don't need a big space. The apartment is easy to clean, and the location makes my daily routine simpler.
And my answer would be yes, too. My lifestyle is quite calm, and I like having space for hobbies like reading and gardening. The area is peaceful, which suits my personality and helps me stay focused.
That phrase, my lifestyle is quite calm, is great for IELTS because it shows emotion and gives your answer personality.
Yeah. Now let's go into part 2 style, the long-term question. I'll give you one, Ben. Describe a place where you lived for a long time. You should say what it was like, who you lived with, and explain how you felt about living there.
Okay, here's my answer. When I was younger, I lived in a small house in a rural area. It was a simple one-story house with a large backyard. I lived there with my parents and my younger brother. The house itself wasn't modern, and it sometimes felt old-fashioned, but it had a really warm atmosphere. We spent a lot of time in the backyard playing, gardening, or having family meals outdoors. I felt really happy living there because life was slow, peaceful, and full of nature. Even though I prefer living in the city now, I still feel nostalgic when I think about that house.
That was excellent. You covered the prompts, added emotions, and even made comparisons. That's a perfect structure for an IELTS Part 2 answer.
Thanks. Now your turn. Describe a house or apartment you would like to live in the future.
Sure. In the future, I would like to live in a modern apartment overlooking the ocean. Ideally, it would have large windows so I could enjoy the view and get plenty of natural light. I imagine it having 2 bedrooms, a spacious kitchen, and a balcony where I could drink coffee in the mornings. I don't need anything luxurious, but I would love a calm and clean environment. I think living near the ocean would help me relax, inspire me creatively, and improve my overall well-being.
Very nice. Many students try to make this answer too complicated, but keeping it simple and visual is the key.
Yes. Now let's do a few IELTS Part 3 questions, the deeper discussion-style ones. Then, why do people in your country prefer different types of accommodation?
Well, I think it depends on lifestyle and financial situation. Younger people usually prefer apartments in the city because they want to be near schools, jobs, and entertainment. Families, on the other hand, often choose houses in quieter areas so their children can grow up in a safe environment with more space. So the preference really changes with age and priorities.
Great. For me, I'd say that cultural expectations also play a role. Many people believe that owning a house is a sign of stability or success, so they prefer houses even if apartments might be more convenient.
That's a really IELTS style idea, cultural expectation, good addition.
Another question, do you think people's housing needs will change in the future?
Yes, definitely. I think cities will become more crowded, so people might live in smaller but smarter homes with better space-saving designs. Technology will also influence homes like smart lighting, smart security systems, and even energy-efficient designs.
I agree. And I also think more people will choose eco-friendly homes because sustainability is becoming more important. Green roofs, solar panels, and recycled materials might become standard.
Those phrases, eco-friendly, sustainability, energy efficient, are fantastic vocabulary for higher IELTS bands.
Exactly. Let's do one more. How important is it for people to feel comfortable in their homes?
It's extremely important. Home is where people relax, recover from stress, and spend time with loved ones. If a person feels uncomfortable at home, it can affect their mood, productivity, and even their mental health. So comfort isn't a luxury, it's a basic need.
I agree 100%. Feeling comfortable at home helps people function better in their daily lives. When your home feels safe and peaceful, you're more motivated and emotionally stable.
Great answers. And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We hope this long conversation helps you understand how to answer IELTS accommodation questions in a natural and detailed way.
Remember, keep your answers simple, add a few details, and explain your reasons. That's the secret.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.